Hi, it's NuWave Grill Oven recipes. Today, I'm going to try and cook up 2 chickens at once in the NuWave Primo Grill Oven. And these are about 6 pounds each. So these are going to be 2 regular sized chickens at once in the NuWave Primo Grill Oven. We're going to see what happens. We're going to get started with that right now. Alright, so I've got my 2 chickens here. As you can see, they're about 12.73 pounds in total weight. So going to basically get them out the bag and then set them back out here. Alright, so I've got my 2 chickens out of their bags and now I'm going to start prepping them. So to prep them, I'm going to coat them with oil. There'll be a video in the playlist for anyone who has considerations about washing chickens. Please see the video playlist called Food Safety in the video description, please. I'm getting these covered both with oil and just go and basically get them well covered and coated with oil over on this side, and gonna just get them turned over and make sure that they've got some oil on the other side. I'm going to go very basic, very simple with my seasonings today. I'm only going to be using freshly cracked black pepper and some applewood smoked sea salt, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. So just going to continue covering with oil and then going to get them covered with my seasonings. Just get them nice and coated here. Alright, both sides covered. Just going to flip them back over while I get them covered with the seasonings here now. And now I'm going to cover both sides with my seasonings. Alright, so I got my bird seasoned up over here on the NuWave Primo. I've got my extender ring because since I'm going to be cooking 2 at once, I want to just take the top heat off of them a little bit. I've also got my meat probe in there that I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to try and get each of these birds in here. And I'm going to try and, they're going to be pretty close, pretty tight. That ring, that extender ring is actually going to help with, kind of keeping things in. I'm not trussing these. I'll just let them hang out. But I'm going to go ahead and get this other bird up in here. I've kind of got them each facing the opposite way. They're both kind of squeezed in there together. I've got my meat probe. I'm going to stick it into a deep part of the breast here. I'm going to put it deep in this interior breast meat here. Hope that is a good spot. Alright, so with my chickens in, my meat probe in, going to put the dome on the NuWave Primo. Got to slide this a little bit to get it from under my cabinet. Alright, there we go. Got dome on, got our extender ring on. We're all set. Gonna turn it on. I'm gonna leave the temperature at 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Top and bottom heating elements are at 50%. Going to hit probe. I'm going to take the temperature all the way up to 185. That's what they recommend for these chickens. Cook the breast up to 185 because that thigh is going to cook more slowly. So we got a meat temperature of 185 degrees. And so with that, I'm going to hit start now. And so we're going to let... Ooh. Don't know what happened there. Hold on, let's turn it off. Turn it back on. We got 360, probe. Turned up to 185. Let's hit start again. Seems maybe my probe isn't working too well. Alright, since the probe in my NuWave Primo seems to be acting up, I have to probably get it turned in for a return or something. It's not acting right today. I'm going to use the probe from my NuWave Breville in my NuWave Primo and see if it'll work. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the probe into a piece of breast meat here. We'll see if this works. We got it on there. Going to turn the NuWave Primo on, 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Going to hit the probe button. We got a top and bottom at 50%, up to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to hit start and see what happens here, and it works. So basically there's something going on with our temperature probe from our NuWave Primo. It's malfunctioning, so I guess, you know, maybe it's gotten old from use or something, since I use it quite a bit. But we'll see about, you know, whether NuWave will give us a new one of those. For now, we're able to leverage the NuWave Bravo's temperature probe, and it works with it just fine. So we're going to do the cook with this, and we'll bring you back in a bit. Alright, so time is up. Well, it reached the temperature. It reached the temperature because we were cooking by temperature. Whoa, that thing is hot. That steam coming out of there is very hot. Alright, have a look at those. Now I'm going to take my Thermapen. I'm going to check things out with my Thermapen. I'm reading in the 140s down in there. It's reading 140. That's kind of cool. And we're not doing so good on the temp. I think maybe my probe, maybe my probe wasn't in far enough. Maybe I didn't have my probe spotted well, but I'm going to stick it back in, well, straight down in a piece of meat like here, and going to put that dome back on. I'm going to let it cook for a while longer. Let it cook some more, see what happens. But maybe I didn't have it placed well, not sure, but we definitely didn't reach the 185 all over in the breast area. So hitting start, yeah, we're looking kind of cool there. So I'm gonna let it just continue to cook and bring you back in a bit. Alright, so all done for real this time, I do believe. Turning the dome this way, let that steam escape the other way. You know, sometimes no matter how much or how long you've been cooking, you can just make an old mistake, which is, this probe, I should have just poked it straight down into the breast to begin with. Instead, I kind of slid it to the side and, pay the price. So, going to try again with my instant read. I am confident we'll see far better temperatures this time around. We're in the 180s in there. We're good. Yeah, 190s. We're good. So I'm going to take these tongs, get the chickens out here. Okay, got that one out safely. I think I lost a wing popped off on the way out. Alright. Looked like the wing stuck to the grill plate. Turn that chicken wing, taking around there. I'm going to take my meat probe and try and get down into that thigh meat now. Check that temp down there. It's up in the 180s down in that thigh. It's in the 180s in this thigh. It's over 200 there. Basically that grill plate gets things so hot on the bottom, it takes that thigh meat up real good. So we're sure that we got a well-cooked chicken all over. It looks good. So, things turned out decent. Going to go ahead and cut just going to cut into this. Well, actually I need to give these time to rest. I'm kind of being a little too hasty. I'm going to give these a little time to rest just to reabsorb some juices, and then I'll do a cut. Alright, so I've given the meat some time to rest, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut into this breast meat now. See, it cuts right down in there good. Feels very moist. Just cut right into here. You see that meat, you know how it's moving there, you know, it's very, you see how it's falling over there. It's definitely moist. Just gonna cut a piece off. I'm gonna cut a nice big piece off here for taste testing. So we've got our chicken cut, we've got our meat. You can tell it's super moist. We're going to go ahead and move the camera and do a taste test. Alright, here's our chicken. Let's do a taste. One more piece. It's super moist, very tender. I mean, I could just tell when I cut it off, it was just super tender. I mean, it was cutting through tender, putting the fork in it's tender, chewing it's tender. Very good, just simple ingredients to season it, and it tastes great. You know, you can use a lot of different spices and blends, or your own blends or store blends, but you know, the simple ingredients taste good too. And so this turned out well. I definitely want to see your comments. I definitely enjoyed this cook myself. I do hope that the whole probe thing gets worked out, but at least I have my fallback with my Breville probe. Anyway, you can find this, other recipes at superwaveovenrecipes.com in printable form. You can always come to this YouTube channel through waveovenrecipes.com, Twitter and Instagram, Wave Oven Recipes. You want to hear the podcast, ask your smart speaker for the Wave Oven Recipes podcast. You can also go to anchor.fm/waveovenrecipes for that. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and good eating.